Time for the hot topic buzz. Vice President Kamala Harris under fire for what's being called a tone-deaf tweet about American infrastructure, while all of those Virginians and people not even from the state were stranded on an icy I-95 for more than 24 hours. The vice president tweeted this: America's moving again. That's what infrastructure is all about, getting people moving. And then some people, speaking of Twitter, were blaming Governor-elect Glenn Youngkin for the state's response, although he doesn't take office until January 15th. Brandon, your reaction to why can't people just not tweet?
Yeah, she's taking tone deafness to new heights. I think you should do an entire show just on Kamala Harris's Twitter feed, because last night she's bragging about reducing the deficit when we had the second largest deficit in our nation's history. But just setting aside the fact that Senator Kaine was stuck in traffic for 27 hours due to the snow and whatnot. You know, she thinks that this infrastructure bill that was passed in November has suddenly improved our infrastructure 6 or so weeks later. It takes this government 6 months to buy a box of paper clips. Does she really think we built roads and bridges and so forth in a 6-week period? It's insane.
And Patrice, the fact that people were trying to blame Glenn Youngkin, who hadn't taken office yet. Hey, and talk about Governor Ralph Northam. He was missing, in essence. They were putting out statements, but where was the National Guard when people were sitting on I-95 for a day?
Absolutely. I mean, Governor Northam, you know, Governor Blackface or Governor KKK mask, whichever one he was in that picture, you know, he was missing in action because he's checked out. He's a lame duck at this point. But the irony is that enough people don't recognize that they can't Google whether or not a new governor has been in office yet. It's sad that they were blaming, you know, incoming Governor Glenn Youngkin for this debacle. I do agree. It would have been nice to see people, the National Guard, handing out blankets, handing out sandwiches, you know, while this mess was, you know, figured out. It was going to take a while for this to be done. And sadly, there's also a ton of finger pointing between the state and local officials about who is responsible for what happened. You know, at the end of the day, it's sad, and I'm glad that finally that mess has been cleared out. But the people on Twitter need to take a chill pill and at least Google before they, like President Biden has told us, Google first if they need some information.
On that note, Patrice, I am astonished, and I guess I'm surprised at my own astonishment that this president is such a disaster when it comes to just simply communicating with the American people. The fact he keeps going after the unvaccinated, and then when it's the vaccinated, millions of vaccinated Americans are catching Omicron and spreading it. But then he says, Google where to get a test. And I know that they're ordering some of the therapeutic, the antiviral from Pfizer. But that's, I mean, you've got only a few, like only 35,000 doses will be, additional courses are going to be delivered this month. Like, they're just behind in every way. They are living, speaking, walking proof that government and bureaucracy fails the American people.
Well, and this is exactly the opposite of what President Biden campaigned on. He told us that he had a plan to shut down not the economy, but to shut down the pandemic and to shut down the coronavirus. We recognize now that they didn't have a plan. At best, they were willing to rip off President Trump's plans. To take credit for the vaccine development, and then to try and take credit for full rollout of the vaccine, distribution. You know, but there's still been so much that has been missing from the conversation, from the therapeutics, from, you know, ensuring that even during good times when we saw Delta wane, when we saw overall vaccination rates increase, why were they not stockpiling therapeutics, stockpiling treatments, and then stockpiling other vaccine doses? So, you know, the Biden administration definitely just fell flat on their face.
And the states, they got $1 trillion. Where were the tests when you needed them? That was kind of COVID 101 in terms of a government response. Even the Trump administration talked about the lack of tests. And now you got the new CDC guidance. We got to go, but the new CDC guidance is makes no sense. It's like you can get a test if you want, but it stops short of requiring the testing, which I guess is a good thing. But what is it? If you can get a test. Brandon and Patrice, stay right there. Thank you so much for that.